What's up, guys? Welcome to Munchkin's Gaming, where we take your gaming to the next level. This is Munchkin's logging in to bring you another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video. And welcome back to another Versus video where I tackle the hardest contents of the game in the global version. So, before I give you guys my thoughts on this fight, this is not the typical video that I release in terms of, when I do a reaction or live commentary when it comes to the fight. The main reason being because I actually finished this fight around 3 a.m. in the morning, and obviously my wife was sleeping next to me and I was still awake and kept trying. So I actually was not planning to actually finish this fight. I was in my head, I was like, don't think I can beat this fight. I don't have Machina. My Sid only has his EX. I was really trying to avoid using my ingots, but in the end, my constant OCD kicked in, and I said I really just want to finish every single content that the City of Final Fantasy is willing to throw at me. So let me tell you the story before I give you my thoughts on this fight. So I think I started around 11, and since I already had Sid's EX, I decided to max limit break it, just the base, and went into the fight. My RAM was 0 out of 3. Obviously, my Von is fully loaded, and I went in there not really expecting something, but I noticed that I actually did pretty well from the first wave. And I thought to myself, maybe I can EX plus Sid. It's just a book. I have quite a few books extra. So obviously that run ended up in failure. I just didn't have enough DPS or damage per turn, as some people would like to call it. So I ended up EX plusing Sid. I went in there, felt really confident. I think I felt like I wouldn't have made the turn count, but I was pretty sure I could beat the fight. So in my head, what was going through my head was, one, do I invest ingots in Sid or invest ingots in Rem? With Rem, I would probably invest 1 ingot, and because that's where she gets extra brave hits, and I think that's what went wrong during my few runs. Was Rem just didn't have enough DPS to like brave shave, basically, even with her EX, and that resulted in a couple of deaths. And I was like, maybe I'll invest in Sid since he's more of a damage dealer and will probably benefit a lot from the brave shaving that you get from, limit breaking your weapon. So, and Rem was actually doing pretty well despite being 0 out of 3. So I decided to finally invest 2 ingots in Sid because that's where he gets his Lancer and Dragoon buff. Plus, he gets his EX gauge filled up at the start of the fight. So I went in there, tried a couple of times. There was one fight that I was really, really close, and the same thing happened. Rem had her EX up, but it just wasn't enough brave shaving, and I was hoping that Sid would dodge, but he ended up dying. I'm not gonna show you all those clips because there's quite a few, and I just wanted this to be a storytelling video, I guess, of what happened. So after a few times like that, and I couldn't simulate that run, I felt like that was almost a perfect run, except for what happened. I actually just ended up, stuff this, I'll just clear it. And I think it took maybe 3 or 4 more turns, and I actually cleared it. Obviously, Sid died. I didn't make the HP requirement, didn't get the score requirement as well. So in my head, I was like, do I just max limit break Sid? Because one, that will increase my damage potential, especially with his EX doing 13 hits. And I did something that I normally, wouldn't do is and actually invested in a character that I don't feel like I'm going to be using anytime in the future. And I said this in my video. I do believe I said like it's probably not well worth investing on Sid, especially if you don't plan on using him moving forward. It's just one of those things that there are other characters well investing in. But the OCD kicked in. I really felt like I should try, finishing this challenge quest. I was pretty close. I could have probably kept trying at 2 out of 3 Sid and save an ingot, but in the end, I just wanted to finish this already. And that's what happened basically. I went with 3 out of 3 Sid. It did take me a few more tries. There was another really good run I did, and I ended up just dying in the end again. And I was like devastated. That's why it took me all the way to 3 a.m. to finish this fight. But overall, I guess it all worked out, right? I did finish it, and I highly don't recommend doing what I did just now and investing in a character you're not planning to use. But yeah, this is for YouTube as well, right? Being a YouTuber, you kind of try to invest on things that you probably in your head doesn't really what's the word I'm looking for? Doesn't really make sense. But you do it anyway for people's entertainment, right? So that's what ended up happening. But yeah, so now I guess I should tell you guys what are my thoughts on this fight. Honestly, I think the first wave was pretty okay. They actually didn't have a lot of defense, and you would probably be hitting 9 and 9 all the time. When it comes to the Meriliths, it's just so hard to guess whether, okay, are they gonna use their Brave plus HP attack, or are they just gonna keep doing Brave hits and gain a lot of Brave? When it comes to the ult attack, I wasn't that too scared, but I did play it safe. They do have two ult attacks. One is the Flash Steel, which is just a Brave hit on everyone, and then there's the Lightning one, or Thunder, whatever. So that was a Brave plus HP attack. It didn't really hit that hard, but you will notice that it would take you about a fourth of your HP. So again, I didn't feel like it was that, like the ult attack didn't really scare me. What scared me was, are they gonna do the Brave plus HP attack, or are they gonna do a lot of Brave hits and their Brave is going to be insanely high? I have to make sure that I have a Brave shaver, either Vaughn or Sid, up next to just re-break them, because they actually hit pretty hard. And I think you need about more than 20k Brave just to feel safe that you won't get broken. And Sid did a pretty good job as well. I gotta give props to him, because he's the one who has an AoE Brave shaving. Vaughn only has his LD ability to actually do like AoE Brave hits. So Sid really helped in this one. I gotta say, I was actually surprised that I actually, beat this. I was really thinking, Machina is probably the best character to bring along, but I can't really try that, right? I don't have him. So, other than that, I think it was pretty okay. It was a decent fight. I wouldn't say it's the hardest fight, even though it took me forever to actually beat it. But the reason that it took me forever was I actually didn't really invest on most of the characters in this, or on the synergy characters for this particular challenge quest or this particular event. Like I said, my Rem is still 0 out of 3. If she was 3 out of 3, I think this would have turned out differently. I would have probably finished this a lot earlier, you know, and that's just that. And yeah, I think that those are my final thoughts on this fight. I would say it's a pretty good fight. I wouldn't say it's the hardest. It's in the middle of the road for me. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Please do remember to click like and subscribe if you haven't already. It does help this channel, and I really do appreciate all the support that you guys give me. And I do want to apologize that this video is late. I honestly felt like I wasn't going to be able to release this video. It's releasing very late. The event for the Ice and Iron, is it? Something like that, is supposed to come out today, at least at the time of this recording. So this video might be coming out later in the day. So yeah, if you don't want to miss any of my videos, hit the bell button as well. I really do appreciate it. Leave down in the comments below what you think of this fight, and of course give me your team and your strategy for this one. Let me know down in the comments below. This is Machina logging off. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next level.